Hello everybody, Walt here. Welcome to the third episode of my Let's Play series for Shapez. In the previous episode I tried to get to Freeplay, but unfortunately I got stuck halfway in, so today we're going to finally get to Freeplay, and then in the next episode, which was kinda unplanned, we're going to finish the game. So with that said, let's directly jump back into the game and make a little modification to what I built last in the previous episode, namely the two towers for the purple stars. Because I actually made a little mistake. If you look in here, the green is not actually being moved upwards, so I need to actually make a few minor modifications here to all of the towers. So these need to go. Then this one in there. Then this one, and this one, and that's the last one on the tower there. And this. And there we go. So now we should see very quickly the rate increasing. Yep, that is looking way better than before. Now, next up, let's have a look at the hub and let's have a look. Yep, that is definitely enough of this shape here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this line here. And I'm going to turn this line off. And now I'm just providing these shapes here until I have 28,000. And then I can also remove all of that setup here. But for now, I'm just going to get rid of this here. And do just a little bit of cleanup. Since all of that is obviously not needed any longer. So, then let's also clean this up. That is actually pretty useful because soon we're going to provide more shapes that we will need indefinitely. So I am going to need more free inputs. Now with that said, let's have a look. Anything else I should work towards? This one here I will work towards pretty soon, but not right now since I want the compact splitter before that. So I think at this point, we're once more stuck with waiting until we have the next level reached, which is, well, double painting. And after that, we are already providing, I think, the next shape, which are the goblins. And that should unlock potentially the splitter already. We'll have, yeah, this is the 180 rotating, and then we have the splitter, which will be, I believe, these here. So we are already working for the next 3 levels. So yeah, let's just jump cut ahead until we have the next level up. And in a second now we should reach actually level 19, I believe. We are a little behind with the purple stars, but everything else we have. So we should unlock the double painting and also the 180-degree rotator. Very nice, and very soon we will have those. Now in the meantime we have now enough of these here. So I can get rid of this one there. And I can also get rid of the entire setup for the goblins. Since I also don't need this anymore. So. And this one here I can also move. Then let's quickly go over here and make the connection there, since I still need this shape here for the upgrades. And with that, for one, we will very quickly upgrade or unlock the splitter. And now it's time for this shape here, which is the first with a floating layer. Now, how this is supposed to work, I will explain in a bit, but first I'm going to build a tower. So for that I'm going to start with one module, and let's start with the output, which is a stacker that goes actually downwards this time. Then I'm going to need a cutter right here and another stacker right there and here, and then one more there. This one connects down there, this connects here, then I need a garbage bin. I will also need the fresh 180 rotator there. Then I will need a tunnel going through here. Then I will also need another stacker there. Then I'm going to need a connection down there. Then to move these. Then the counterclockwise somewhere. Then a normal cutter here. A quad cutter there. This one here goes via a tunnel in there. Then I need a balancer here, which goes over there. Then I will need the new double painter right here. I will also need 2 color mixers like so. And I think this is all of the really important parts, and the rest is just infrastructure. So output goes straight down. Then I have the inputs here, 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 and here. Yeah, that's all of the inputs. Now I just need the tunnels, and for that let's start with a tunnel going up there, then over here. And then I'm going to add just a bit of this belt. Then I need another tunnel going up here and up there, connecting here, connecting over there, connecting there. And then I have again belt going up here. And I might actually have to expand this a bit more. So then I need Mark II. First I have one going down here and then further down. Then in the opposite direction. Let's add a few here so it's a bit faster. I need one here, one there, and another belt there. I think this is everything I'm going to need for this to work. Yeah, that looks good. This is connected, this is connected, this is connected, this is... Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that's one module. And now I'm just going to put this right below these here. And once more, I need 8 of these here, which should align properly. Yeah, that looks good. So 2. Come on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I'm going to connect them to the various inputs and outputs, and then I'm going to show you how this is actually working. And with everything now hooked up, it's time to explain how this works. Spoiler warning, I'm going to explain how you can create floating layers. If you want to figure that out yourself, again, stop the video, play the game, and then come back. So, anyway, let's have a look how this is supposed to work. Basically, what we are going to create are 2 shapes. On this side here, we are creating the non-floating shape, or non-floating half of the shape. And on the other side, we are creating the floating part of the shape. And the whole secret here is, if I were to just open this up for a moment, we have those 2 layers here. And this is also the reason I need one more shape, which is just garbage. Basically, it doesn't matter what type of shape this is. It's basically just required to do a proper layering. So what happens over here? Well, I have this shape here and this shape here, and if I layer them on top of each other, you get this shape here. So on the right side, the left side, you have exactly the layering you need because the shapes couldn't fit into each other. So they were stacked on top of each other. On the other hand, if you were to now grab a cutter, like this one here, and cut that, what you get are the still stacked floating layer and then the garbage. And that is why we have the garbage bin here and this one over there. And I should potentially, just to be on the safe side, delete this and replace this again. Because if you are removing parts of shapes inside of such a complex network, then there is potentially a good chance that it will get stuck, because it's waiting for outputs, and as long as it doesn't get the outputs from the previous step, it won't unblock the previous step, and well, it's kind of a circle and won't work. So anyway, we are now providing those logo shapes to the hub over here via this line here. And as you might potentially already have guessed, there is one more shape that will come very late that is also required indefinitely. Now let's have a quick check. We still need a couple more of these before we can stop making them. I already have enough of these here though, so let's see. I don't need the simple shapes anymore, so I can just make these here to speed this process a bit up. Yep, that might be a good idea. Now, with that said, the next shape is alternating layers of alternating red and white circles. And that means that I'm actually going to first actually build up these here with the missing parts, like this here. So now I have more compact versions of mixers, even a mixer dedicated for white color, the painter, the stacker, the windmill maker. And here I have a diagonal mixer which takes half belts of two, well, more or less even shapes and turns them into a diagonally mixed shape at the top there, which is exactly what we're going to need for this shape here, for example. So with that said, let's actually start figuring out where we're going to build this. So we're going to need lots of circles and also quite a decent amount of colors. So we have lots of circles over here, for example. That might be the best spot for that. So I think I'm going to build this down here. And the first step is getting 2 full belts of red and 2 full belts of white circles in this kind of area here. Then the next step are a couple stackers. One here, another one there. And then I'm just going to copy 1/2 of this one here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space here and put them down like so. And now I'm going to first stack those 2 here. Then the output will be moved back into this stacker. And this one here stacked on top. And now I will take half of this. So I'm moving this back. And this one here actually can put there. So now, as I was saying, half of this goes into each of these here. This one here goes in the top one. And this one here actually goes in the bottom one. And the white circles also are halved. So 1/2 goes into this one here. And the second half goes into this one here. And the result should be basically the 2 halves. I just need to alternate now. And I already have the setup for this over here. So I'm just going to copy that to my setup, which is actually, come on, over here. So then I just need to stack these here with this very special stacker. Let's put it up there. So this one here goes, for example, in there. And depending on how this turns out, I may have to rotate the final result a bit, but it shouldn't be much of an issue. And then let's check how this turns out. And there we go. So this is the wrong way around. So I have 2 options. Either I'm flipping the inputs or I'm just switching around the output. You know what? I'm going to flip the input. That's a bit easier, I would say. So this one up there. And this one over here. Then let's flush this for a moment until everything here is cleared out. And pretty soon we should get the correct shapes out once, as I said, this has been flushed properly. And there it is already. Okay, so we are just about to get this done. Now, where is the hub again? Over here. So I've built this more or less in the wrong direction. Oh, doesn't matter. So how do I get this in here? Let's go up. Yeah, let's do this. Over here. Then I'm going to just skip that. Go down here, and then in parallel over there. So that's the next shape done. And before I start working on the shape after that for the level, it's finally time to work on this here and the subsequent shape in a very similar fashion. And for that, I'm going to need a lot. I'm going to need stars, I'm going to need windmills, rectangles, and circles. And let's see, windmill, stars. Yeah, this is the area I'm going to build this in. I'm also going to need all of the colors. Those are also decently close. Yeah, I'm going to build this right now here. And I will also build it so that I can quickly flip to the next required shape. So let me very quickly do this and then explain how this is working. And here we go. So I reconsidered and I'm now actually outputting one full build for the current shape and one full build with the next shape. Since I'm going to need a decent amount of both, this makes more sense in my opinion. Especially since, well, you will see this in a moment. So anyway, what do I need? Well, for this shape here, I need red circles, white circles, and the star. So I'm making a star. I'm making white circles. I'm making the red circles. Color is mixed up here, by the way. And then half of the circles are put into this diagonal swapper. And that is then just stacked below the stars. For the other ones, I am putting below the red circles green squares and below the white circles the red windmills. Those go into the second diagonal swapper and that goes into the second stacker here. And that way I get two bells out of the system here. Now I just need to connect this with the hub over here. But before that, let's have a look at the upgrades. We are now done with tier 5 and you can already see, well, I can actually go one step further since this is the upgrade. And then we need the, as you can see, logo shapes for the next upgrade. But that means I don't need this belt here anymore. And I can do away with all of this here basically, which is a lot actually. So let's see, this can all go. Then down here, let's check. I don't need these here. And I also don't need anything of this here. Wait, that's a bit too much on the right there. So this can all go, as can this. Okay, now we have some more space. So let's just clear that a bit more. And then I need to connect them with the stuff down here. So I have this one here going up. Let's just add two tunnels here. And this one here. This is the upper one. So I'm going to move that in here. And that's in the way of this here. That's a bit annoying. Let's put this around like so. And this one here back in there. And then let's do the same for this one here. And pretty soon we should see these here increasing decently. So, yeah, you can see this is already counting up. And the next one is just a little behind the curve. Why is this not moving? Okay, now it's moving. And the stackers are currently a little bit behind the rest. Extraction 2, but that should rectify itself pretty soon. Anyway, let's get started on the next shape, which I already prepared over here. And that shape will be a bit more tricky, except I'm going to build it as a full shape. So basically a full circle with some diagonal swapping, and then another full circle, and then a few other things on top. But for that I need to find a good spot for that again. So I need circles and stars, and of course colors. So I'm going to build this now in this area here. Same procedure as last time. I am going to just build this and then explain what's going on. And here we go. So this is one of the more annoying shapes to make, but let's go through this. Down here I am making the white and the yellow color or paint. Then for the very bottom I am mixing half a belt of green and red circles in a diagonal mixing. Those are then stacked below the white circles from over here. And the shape on top of that is starting over here with this diagonal half star, which is created using basically half of one of those diagonal mixers. That is stacked below a uncolored circle. Then both are colored over here in green, in yellow, and then stacked on top of the previous shape. That is now cut in half and rotated correctly, and that is the actual output. Now with that in mind, let's get the upgrades. And now I have enough of these and also these here. So it's time to do a little bit of a cleanup. So let's start with the shape here. And then over here, yeah, this entire thing can go. Not needed anymore. And over here, also most of this shape is no longer needed. Just need to make sure I'm not accidentally deleting the inputs to the left. So then all of this here can go. And all of this here can go. And then let's zoom in and let's clean this up. Good. Now I need a couple belts so I can connect everything. So this goes in there, this goes in there. Then I need tunnels going down here and here. Then I need tunnels going through here. And then finally I can connect the outputs of this shape with the hub. Okay, so, and now it's time for, I believe it's a level 23, which is this shape over here, which is basically this shape here, but instead of alternating white and red circles, I have alternating cyan circles and yellow stars, and only 3 layers instead of 4. So what I'm likely going to do is more or less a copy of this here with just some minute modifications. And yeah, I'm just going to build this in this general area over here. And this factory is now also done. As you can see, it's basically just a carbon copy of this setup here, just without the top layer. And this here is split into 2 different shapes, since with 3 instead of 4 layers, I actually need different setups for the top and the bottom. And also one final rotation, since this was actually the wrong way around. But now let's actually have a quick look. I would say we are now done also with this shape here. So as usual, I'm going to start with the cleanup of not all of this, but at least this shape here. And I leave that in case I need it in the future, but I don't actually think I do. At least not that early, maybe in the next episode. So anyway, that is looking pretty good already. Now let's get back to the hub and let's get a connection to my current or new factory. So I need to go down here, and down there, and down there. Down here, here, a bit over and down. And then in there. And that should be all I need to get this shape into the hub. Yep, that looks good. Now for the next shape, I need a pre-made shape. Let's check, is there anything like that around? Yeah, we have one down there. That might be a pretty decent idea. I also have circles nearby, and I also have one of these nearby. So I think I'm actually going to build this right in this spot here. This is again one of the more annoying shapes. And about 50 minutes later, I have this now all figured out. So basically I designed this from the back towards the front, but let's actually go through this. So as you can see, the materials are coming from all over the place, but are all more or less arriving in this area. At the top here, I'm mixing the necessary colors. And then over here, I'm doing some pre-processing. For one, the white parts of the shape, which are this pre-made shape and one of those needles, are first stacked and then colored white. Furthermore, the needles themselves are made out of the full stars using the quad cutter and some rotation. And basically, then it's just coloring the 4 different layers and then stacking them on top of each other. And that's the final shape, which needs to be moved into the hub over here, which is not overly complicated. So let's move that in there and then over there. In the intermediate time, we also reached level 22, which means we don't need this shape here anymore, and I can clean that up. Which is very nice, because I'm going to need a new input for obvious reasons when I work with the next level shapes. So this all needs to go. As does this whole block here, and there shouldn't be anything else interacting with this. Yep, that's just a singular block of factory that can be removed as one whole thing. Now for the next shape, I am going to need again a pre-made shape like this down here, but I'm also going to need a rectangle, which I can grab from here, and also once more all of the colors. So I'm thinking of, well, building it in this general area here, and this shape is actually surprisingly simple, as you will see in a moment. And there you have it. This is all that's needed for this new shape. Basically, we color this pre-made shape white. Then we color a rectangle in green. Cut it into 2 different diagonal shapes. And put one on top and the other below the pre-made shape. And that's already all we need. Now in the intermediate time, we also reach the next level. So we don't need these shapes here anymore. So I can do a little bit of cleanup over here. And let's check, this can all go. I think though there is some overlap over here. Okay. Oh, and that should be the entire factory. So I can remove this and I can also remove this. And that shouldn't interfere with the functionality of this one here. Yep, that's looking good. And now let's quickly check. Okay, these are all still being built. Pretty soon we should have this one here coming in. But now it's time for the most annoying shape, which is the rocket ship. And instead of reinventing the wheel here, I am going to build a tower, because this is again one of those shapes that need to be provided indefinitely. And I'm just going to go with the tower design I have prepared in advance. So let's get this going. So I'm going to need one of these stackers. Then I am going to need a rotation. Then another stacker here and there. And there. Then a quad cutter. right there. Then I will need another stacker here. A tunnel going up there into the input of another stacker. Then I will have yet another stacker there. A normal cutter here. Then I'm throwing away this part. This here is basically a special stacker as I already used over here. So this one goes in there. Then this one here goes there. This one here connects here. Then I need, let's see, tunnel there. Then this one here goes straight down into a tunnel, which goes, let's see, all the way to over here, makes a loop. Like so, into this one here. Then I need one more tunnel here. That goes up here. Then on this side I will have tier 2 tunnel going over there. Then I need yet another stacker. Then I will have one connection going through here. Let's see, this one here comes down from somewhere here. I will need a rotator there. Then a normal cutter here. I will also need a painter now. That's, I believe, the correct one. Yeah, that's the correct one. Connection there. Then connection there. So this will be the first of the inputs. Then I will have a copy of that over here. And now let's see. This one here will be a bit more tricky. Basically, I will have one copy over here, but instead of going down, it goes over, then through a tunnel to this spot and then up. Then while I'm here, I might as well start with the chains, and actually those need to be all the next higher tier. So that's this connection, and this one here actually needs to go there. Yeah, because here I will actually have the reverse direction. So going down, then again. So here I have my output. So that's this half basically finished. Now over here I need one more instance of this and one more. This goes up to this spot there. Then I need another painter. Rotate it around with a color mixer here, another color mixer there. Then these two are connected there. Then I need the flipped version of this. Connected there. This one connects here. Then let's see. I need to connect up there. And up here. So now it's time for this segment here. And for that I'm going to start with yet another stagger. You can see this is going to get absolutely crazy here. Then counterclockwise rotation. Cutter here. Connection there. Then a clockwise rotation right there. Connection there. And another clockwise rotation here. Connection there and there. Then a cutter below here. Then I need yet another painter. Then one of these here. This is just a wire type. Belts going up. Except, not completely. Here I'm actually going with a Mark 1 belt. And that should be, I believe, here. Just need to change the direction of this. So, then it goes up. Yeah, that's looking better. So we're almost done. I need one more cutter here. This goes up into the second cutter, but obviously through one more rotation. Then I will need more of these. That goes into that one. Then this chaining. I still need this input here. So I basically need, let's see, one here. Come on there. This can be removed. This one here is basically going up there. And then connecting there. And then finally, I connect these here and these here. That should be one full module. Yeah, it's not simple, and it's very, very annoying to figure out how this has to be done in the first place. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now, once more, I'm going to figure out all of the inputs, and once that is done, I'm coming back to you. And we are finally done with the rocket ship. As you can see, down here we have the proper shape. It looks the way it's supposed to. And yeah. And that is the last shape we need until Freeplay. So it's basically just waiting until all of these here have been provided in sufficient amounts to the hub over here. By the way, I also finally connected this one here. Forgot about this earlier. But now it's basically, as I said, just waiting until all of this here is done. Nevertheless, I'm still owing you the explanation of how this here is actually supposed to work. So let's have a quick look. So basically there are a few things that need to happen. I need to special stack the bottom half and then put on top the top half. So basically we have the special stacker over here, which in this case it's just the normal part. And yeah, the special part is coming over here. That gets stacked on top of the other one and comes out here. So let's move that up there. So you can see here, this is the same we had before with the logo. Here I am basically just using the right half. Left half, and throwing away the right half again. Have the special stack part, add the second missing half, and that's the lower half of this entire thing. And the top half is relatively simple. It's just a white circle on top of, and then let's check if I can find this. Basically on top of this here. And the white circle on top of this makes sure that this shape doesn't actually fall through to the very bottom, so it's still somewhat floating. Just a simple way to ensure the floating layers, and pretty much the only way I could figure out to do this. Again, we have a throwaway shape used for the special stacker, and the rest is just normal coloring, stacking, mixing, and so on. So besides of being a little bit confusing, this is pretty straightforward except for the special stacking. Yeah, and with that, let's have a look at upgrades. We finally have the next upgrade for cutting, rotating, and stacking. And now I should have a look at the hub. We are still getting both shapes. And once this shape here is full and this shape here is full, I'm going to disconnect the corresponding factories. Similarly down here, and that should increase, at least for this one here and this one here, the throughput quite immensely. But besides of that, now it's really just waiting until we have reached level 26, and with that, Freeplay. So I've had the game idling around for about 2 hours while I was doing other stuff, and we are now in level 26, which will unlock Freeplay. And we also have all of the upgrades for everything, at least at tier 7, with the barrels being a bit ahead, but I'm not actually going further since this ship here is obviously needed for the current level. As you can also see, I got rid of all of the various factories I built in the intermediate time, except for these windmill makers here, which will be useful when I'm building in the next episode. But with that said, I think we have really reached the point to stop with this episode here, and next time we're going to handle Freeplay. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, and comment if you did so. It really helps with the algorithm. Independent of that, I wish you a nice day, and well, see ya!